after his house. I stayed in his storage room for the weekend. Then we went down to Flint Goodrich Hospital in New Orleans.
Okay.
He had a 70-day fast on water,
Mm.
and then he walked the 100-mile
Oh yeah.
Baton Rouge after that to show that Bobby Sands had just died fast on water, and he wanted to show that that was ridiculous. He was drinking tap water with chlorine in it, and taking salt tablets, which was, idiotic. He was saying if you do it properly, you'd be fine. And so I went down and wrote it up for the newspaper, New York Amsterdam News, and I published a lot because I eventually Dick inspired me. I got a PhD in nutrition.
Wow.
In addition to my PhD in Spanish.
This
Right.
is your book, The Complete Mastery of Spanish.
Right.
Dr. Carolyn Cole's Thorburn,
Right.
PhD. This is your book. So I just want to talk to you. Like, we talked a little bit about Dick Gregory, and also you had a chance to meet with Malcolm X
Right.
while I was a student. Can you tell us about that experience?
Well, I was not. Yes, at Douglas College, which is the women's division of Rutgers University.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm X, I feel, was so important to this country, especially to blacks, because he transformed us in the back. He raised our estimation of ourselves. Before Malcolm, no one would say black is beautiful. When Malcolm left, he left us with that consciousness, that legacy of being proud of who we are and proud of our heritage. Because before that, no one said that. But when I sat there across the table from him, as close as you are and I am, and he would say, all blacks are the devil. And I said to him, all? He says, yes. Of course, that was his experience.
All whites were the devil?
Everyone mistreated him.
Okay.
Even those who were for him in one of his high school, I think he was a grammar school teacher. And they put him down as far as where he could reach. He said he wanted to be a lawyer. And I said, you got to be realistic. You can't be a lawyer. And then he realized even those who were for you saw you as a lower esteem. And then when he went to Mecca and found out that there were whites who treated people like brothers, and then he realized that not all whites were the devil. This man left his hotel room and gave him his suite. And the other president treated him like a guest of the state, giving him a chauffeur to drive him around, and was for a few days, for a week. He realized that there were other whites out there who did not treat people like they were beneath the average person. So he had the integrity to change his mind when he had a different experience.
I want to ask you this about Baba Dick Gregory. We're out here outside his viewing of his body on Howard University campus. And I know you had a relationship with Baba Dick Gregory. You have some stories to tell. You like to share your thoughts about Baba Dick for us?
Oh, yes. I remember how I first met him. I went to Drew University when he was speaking and heard him speak for the first time. And I was so impressed, I asked him he should come to Uppsala College, where I was teaching. He said, sure. He gave me the card, American Program Bureau. And then later on, we were talking and in the director's office, and one of the students was supposed to drive him back home. And I said, well, I could drive you. This is not out of your way. Now, at the time, I was living in Belleville. You always go to Belleville by way of New York City. So it wasn't out of my way. I just wanted to become close to him, get more information from him. And we developed a relationship. After he came to Uppsala, I picked him up at the airport. And every time he came back, I always picked him up. And then later on, as I said, he gave me the funds to fly up to his place in Plymouth when he had a farm. And then I also gave me money to drive down to, or rather fly down to Flint Goodrich Hospital in New Orleans, where he was working on a 70-day fast on pure water, nothing but water. And he was there because they wanted to monitor him and make sure, analyze his fluids and make sure he was alive and he would survive the 70 days. And he proved that by not only alive, but he walked 100 miles to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Wow.
To see that you could still be in good shape, drinking only water. Of course, he drank water that wasn't contaminated and didn't have salt tablets with it.
Okay.
because that's what happened to Bobby Riggs.
Wow.
And so we became friends, and I had a radio program at that time, and every year my first guest was always Dick Gregory.
Okay.
And so I was inspired to get my PhD studying nutrition, and also I don't know if you know other nutritionists I met through Dick Gregory, like Gary Null. I interviewed him in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and Charlotte Gerson, who's the daughter of what's his name, Otto Max Gerson, who wrote the book Cancer Therapy, showing that oxygen was important.
Okay.
So Dick was very important in connecting people to the importance of not just getting a living, but how to take care of their bodies, because we're dying too soon.
Dr. Thorburn, excuse me. This is your book, The Complete Mastery of Spanish. I want to
Yeah.
thank you so much for spending time
By
with
the
us.
way, if you're interested in speaking Spanish, you can do so in 3 weeks.
Really, with this book?
Yes, but actually you can do it in 3 hours. I used to teach in New York City at the Learning Annex, and there the course was speak Spanish in 3 hours. In the first hour, I would divide the class into pairs. Let's say 40 students. Each one had a conversation partner, and they talk for an hour, 1,000 times. They repeat questions and answers. And after that, the next 2 hours, I taught them how to write their own dialogue and get up and role play. I had students saying to me afterwards that they learned more in 3 hours than they did in 3 years in school. In school, you sit there.
Yes.
How are you going to learn how to swim? Can you sit and listen to a lecture?
No, ma'am.
Or do you have to jump in the pool and get wet?
That's right.
And so that's what they teach in school,
Mm.
whether high school or college. You lecture and kids go to sleep.
That's right. Dr. Thorburn, we thank you so much. In the words of Great Duke Ellington, we love you madly. Keep on producing and pushing. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad.